it's like you said, it's like a floating sense. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so, and today I'm going to do the kawa. Kawa.
Ah, good. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Yeah, we learn how to scribe the kawa board, learn how to place the primary, just go through it and
Yes.
Learn how to log in, just get the flow and the login, and then place the intention. You can also place inside the primary, you can place any allies you want to bring.
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to get to know these tools. And within these tools, also some tools that I have just appears naturally, that vibrates the same. And so I start to feel more fluid with it all as it gets embodied into my system. So that's wonderful. Can't hear you.
Sorry.
Yes.
A lot of times it's because of the primary, because the protocol, or actually because the kawa is a primary, so it doesn't have an imprint of anyone else. You see, it doesn't have an imprint of anyone else. So when you're working with it, it's working with your magic, with your essence, with your dragon breath, with what you intend. It works with your breath.
And that's very special, because I think we all have imprints from so many teachers. You know, the old era, which was more following a master, but the energy has shifted, and from kind of following oneself, now it's so for me it's almost like being reborn again. It's like a fifth birth, you know.
Yes, it can feel this way. You know, it's because the master, now you are following the master, but now you are following the first family. You are following first vibrations. You are following the blueprint. You are not following. You are following mother and father. You are not. You are not following me. Not in that sense. These are teachings that do not belong to me. These are blueprints. I can only tell you a story. Remember. I can only tell you a story because you're already a master, so there's no sense in me laying claim to any of it. I can only say to you a story to bring you to these, just to bring you to it, and then the primary takes over from there. Mother and father take over from there. First family, you take over from there. You take over now.
Yes, I view you as an elder in the sense of experience. And I think it's very important to be able to kind of bounce off certain aspects and of the unseen journey a little bit. But I also look forward to get to know. I noticed that the tanifas only appear if I sing, for example. That's
yeah.
That was one thing I realized. If I sing, I can see them, and so it's. Oh, I see that formation again, Dane.
Yes,
whatever it means. Maybe it was for me, because it looks like the Kotahara apex center a little bit. Yeah, it was very beautiful.
It's for you. You. I would add. You know what I would add to that? You know what I would say, because what I would say to that is that it belongs to you.
Mm.
And it could almost be because you've been giving service, doing the little bit of cleaning that you're doing, and your compassion for sorrow and pain. I would, and then this is just a guesstimate. This is just a guesstimate, but I would say that that this might be your superpower. Yeah, it might be your superpower, and you understand it because tika pono.
Because I have.
Tika pono is the way of the truth, the word of the truth. And when I look at that symbol that you brought forward, it is the it's a vortex and a spiral. And
yes.
It's like saying the way. It's the way.
It makes sense.
The eternal way.
It makes sense because that night after I spoken to you and I went into relaxation, I was actually traveling inside it. It was like both an ascension and descension movement.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And it was like I was held inside it for a while. So that was beautiful, and it was shimmering, almost like a womb, a vortex. What is a vortex?
Okay, what is a vortex?
Yeah.
Vortex is ascension and descension. Ascent and descent.
Makes sense.
So, which way are you going to travel? Are you going to ascend or are you going to descend?
But isn't it both movements, because energy descends or in-breath, out-breath?
Yeah.
It's on the same time.
Yes, it's on the same time because you must decide. Like in terms of energy, yes, you can view it as the in-breath and the out-breath. But there is infinity on either side of it. So,
yeah.
Bonjour, Karura, Poka te manakuia.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour. I don't remember the actual Maori name, I'm sorry. And bonjour, Dane, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Manakuia. Janet. Hi. It's good to see you.
Good to see everybody and you.
Tika Pono was just sharing her experience, and well, just let her, while she's on a roll, I'll just let her, she can she's on a roll with this. We sort of got on just before the hour, so.
Yeah.
But, go ahead, Tika Pono.
Yes. My Achilles heel has been that I feel lonely here. When I look at everyone in the States, going here, going there, having fun, meeting. And I start to feel that's not so strong. But I realized, I think my mission and my inclination. I want to do work with others, and that's so. When you wrote about Africa in April, I felt, yes, I want to be part of that, and however one does that with the Apex, Kotahara Apex, because now it's moved together also. So I don't feel so isolated anymore, but it's still kind of there. Like Europe needs attention, Dave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we're glad you're there because you're going to get all the attention pretty soon.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So savor this quiet time while you can, because you're going to get a whole bunch of visits.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, can I say something?
Yes, mother.
It's not necessarily so, Vera. Here in the United States, a lot of people are isolated. I live in Sedona. It's a small town, and people are very cliquey. And I always feel you have to be one with yourself. And it's nice to have a family and everything, but you are the entertainer of yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
hello, Granadera.
I've been to Sedona. I like it, but it's also that I've been here so long, so I also need to meet my soul family. It's quite a task to hold vibration in Europe.
Yes.
Yes.
Everywhere.
No, it is. No, I don't agree with you in the sense that I've been to the States. Have you been to Europe? Maybe Danielle, Janet. But it is such a control energy that needs to be released. And I know I'm doing work here. I've done it since I was a child. But it's now it's kind of the weight is even more, because maybe linked to the butterfly, the wings, and it's very close to the here, and it makes, I just know it is. It's dark so long of the year. One constantly have to create light inside, light, and it's like, I just look forward to go to Florida and just run on the beach next winter. No, but it is very hard. It's not easy. I just want to say that.
Yes.
I understand this. My picture is, I totally understand, Vera, especially in Europe, okay, because such long, old histories. But I think every place is, including California, where I am, and it's magnificent, yes, and you have kind of a sense of freedom. However, there is a very, very, very big dark energy everywhere. There is always this dual thing. And I couldn't name it. You know, I don't want to go there right now because it's Dane's class, but you know what I mean? It's, to me, what you tap into, even me, when I'm surrounded by beautiful trees, by beautiful, magnificent nature, sometimes I also tap into other kind of, for lack of a better word, negative energy when it needs to move, needs to change. My point is, I think it's everywhere the same on the planet for different reasons. Yeah, that's my opinion.
It's good to share it anyway, because I don't want to get stuck in illusion, but I also want to share. It's a task to be holding these protocols. I mean, I'm very grateful for it, and it's very nice to meet all of you, and I'm look forward, Dane, to be part of different configurations. And I also think I will find people after some time here I can work with, but it's going to take some time, and so So that felt good. Thank
Yeah.
you, Daniel.
Hey, Tikapuno, you can get a friend like I have over here. Just
Which one is that?
you can get yourself a little friend, like there he is.
Yeah, thank you. I am.
Yeah, you can even wear a hat like mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? No, you're absolutely correct. It is pretty heavy. It's heavy everywhere.
Okay.
We it's so heavy everywhere. I gotta laugh sometimes, because sometimes that's all you can do. It's like,
Yes.
oh, what the heck? Okay, so just dig deep. Just dig deep. We gotta dig deep. But here's the good news. You know, we can anchor into each other, and you know, this is going to be exciting. If we can come together on the light code that comes forward very soon to assist the Tuakana Matua in Rwanda at the Nyamongo volcano. Let me just mute you for a second, because whatever that, yeah, there you go. That, imagine all the children of the seal doing the Apex protocol, focused in on that one purpose, with your intention placed into the primary, and then your allies placed into the primary, whether they be figurines, or they be real ones, and allies, all the allies. And then also your magic, your dragon magic, because you are all tanifas. I don't know if you know that. If you haven't realized that, then I'm going to reveal that today, because your name, just simply your name, reveals the breath of fire of the dragon that you are, that energy that you have. And remember, dragons are male and female. They are both. We are genderless in the stars, but here on the ground, we are both. And the Taniwha represents that understanding on the 2 feet, that the energy is with you. So, for instance, when I say the names, Janet, your name escaped me for the moment, but could you say it, please?
I have to read it because I'm still.
That's fine.
I can't post it as a nickname on Facebook.
Yep, no, that's fine.
Hinengaro te
yes.
Manakuya.
Hinengaro te Manakuya. So when I say the names, Tikapuno te Whaia, Kaururapo te Manakuya, Hinengaro te Manakuya, Ngā Here Kaikorero te Ngi, te Urungi, Irirangi te Whaia, Nako te Pā, Pokai Ngako te Ngi, Tuakana Matua, Hina te Whaia, Irini Nā te Whaia. When I say all these names, these are energies. These are essences. They are not names. They're the breath of fire. They are your energies. Like, there's more details in this understanding, but even at the surface of it, when I say these names, energies light up. And so that is that's in the language of the breath of fire, yes, because it is the dragon's breath, but these names carry those energies of the dragon, the Taniwha. So that's what's so exciting when you got sealed, is that what came forward was a signature of your energy. It was a guidance towards understanding your signature. Of course, some wonderful other understandings come forth, perhaps in the symbol. Now, this is understanding your superpower, because your superpower has its own signature. And like mine on my forearm, like you know, this one here, that's mine and mine only. You can have, when you decide to get this and that, but your signature goes here. And what this means is that when you speak, your signature activates the primaries, thereby activating the whole. When I speak, the same thing happens with the primary. So this is blueprint. this is not tribal. This is not even flag it, nowhere near to do with any country or any tribe for that matter. This is beyond tribes. And now we go beyond the tribes and we go to the universe, because that's what we are, right? Because you know this. And so as I speak these names, tika pono te whaia, kaurarapo te manakuia, hinengaro te manakuia, ta'u te manakuia, tiukara te whaia, ahina te whaia, irina te whaia, you know, and all the names that I can remember, which I look forward to, that I feel so lucky to know you. I feel so lucky that you are here and your signature essence is involved in what we do in the work. Because we know we stand for, we know what we stand for. What do you stand for? We know what we stand for. Otherwise you would not be here. And so when this apex thing happens on a light code that will come, imagine the children of the seal applying all of these essence signature energies into the pinhole of that apex. Remember, you're going into the pinhole of the primary, which is the spiral at the center, the way to the light. It's the way to the energy, and then you send it. And then you send it to where you're focusing it to. And that's, I tell you what, it's an incredible, even if there were 50 of you doing it, let alone 85. There's 85 in the children of the seal right now. But if there was just 50, heck, if there was just 22 of you, or 44, 44 dragon energies going down the pinhole of the apex. At the other end, it's just explosive. So what it does is it pushes the consciousness level to another level, raises the balance in the consciousness level, overlaps to the positive. And assist the elements to be shifted in a way that the intention is focused to whatever the mission is or what we stand for. Now, I mean, you're all masters already. I hope you know that. I can only tell you a story. Yes, and there will be a date comes. I'll let you know the date. I'm sure it'll come out this weekend because we are in meetings today and conferences. By the way, and I would like to invite, for certain reasons of location, I would like to invite Kaururapoka to Manakuia to a conference call later today because you are at the fault line. I have an understanding that needs to be just focused into a location in Rwanda. And because you are at the fault line, and I understand now why you're at the fault line. It's incredible understanding.
Anchor it.
Yeah. No, to anchor, not just to anchor, but to offer a shift, to move a mountain for us, to move a tectonic plate, because we have blockages at the navel of the planet and we need to break that blockage because it's intentional. You see what I'm saying? It's the reason why we have deserts where they are. The deserts in the most populated places on the planet where the most poorest people are starving, and yet the babies are still being born, and yet it's still the most treacherous part of the planet. And it's been done intentionally to the navel, as we've discovered over these last 2 days, and certainly Irirangi Te Whaia has marked this, spoken about it a week ago about the navel. We just started tuning into it because, well, we're tuning into a lot of things. But this is a really important one concerning a volcano. We offer the shift through the apex with all of your participation. We can thereby release the atonement factor. And that atonement factor will give us huge credits that there no longer will be need any one of us individually to sacrifice ourselves in a volcano or any other way, because that's what's happened. If the Leopold Habsburgs do not come forward, someone has to sacrifice on their behalf, and they won't do it. That's why people sacrifice. I hope you understand that. That's why some masters sacrificed themselves, because the atonement for the families who were involved, they could not do it. They would not do it. They would not be humble and understand humility and atone for their actions. So somebody had to, because the consciousness level had to shift. The karmic debt had to be paid. So the conscious level would rise. How else would that happen? We know that the fields, we are learning this from Tuakana Matua, who's a fantastic teacher. And I look forward to him being with you on a conference call. But Kaururapoka can assist. We would ask for assistance just in understanding and perhaps offering a specific intention on a specific day that when we all will come to it. But the dragon Nara, which is Nakatepa, the breath of the foundations, who she has arrived now. Her name was spoken 4 times in the past week before we met her, and Eve Irirangi brought that name forward 2 weeks ago, and now she has shown up, and she certainly has that essence, like you have the essence of your dragon essence, the Taniwha power. She has it, and she is going to. She's sealed now, so she will assist as well. So while she has the breath of the foundations, we can't have everything falling off the planet. So the understanding that Kaururapoka can anchor inside a fault line is incredibly powerful. What do you think of that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about going and opening healing centers to just give self-healing all the time. We've got work to do. You know, nothing wrong with healing and all of that, but we've got work to do. Yeah, and now we know what it is, and now we know how to access it, either individually or as a powerful family of dragons, Taniwha, of which you are Taniwha. And some are Taniwha Masters. Some are both. That's the deeper details to come. Yes, Hiningawa Kefaya, the Manukuya, sorry.
I have a dragon tattoo on my back, and it's green. And I've had it for a very long time. It's my very first tattoo, and done by Ed Hardy too.
Oh, no way. And, Ed Hardy in the 60s or what?
No, actually it was in the 80s.
I was. Wow.
But I did ayahuasca once, and the last visual I had was a red dragon.
Oh my goodness.
Very last visual. So I know I'm connected to red dragons. I know Danielle is white dragon.
Yes. I'm a red dragon.
You're a red dragon?
Yes. I'm a red dragon master.
So what does that mean, red dragon? What is the symbol of the red dragon?
You see that photo of me with the red third eye?
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It means that I am a dragon master, that I can also ride that dragon. But perhaps you too, see, because the dragon is on your back. So there's more details to come. Just be of service and more information will come. Log in, because when you're logging into all the other dragons, you see, you're going to start talking. You'll get information downloaded to you because there'll be a memory in there of you. One of them, some of them, or all of them will have a memory of you when you were a dragon, and that you still hold that energy. That's why we always say it's good to see you again. Kimuria. At the time of the dragons was when the island was one mountain. I have eternal memories of these. I apologize. My emotions get ahead of me sometimes. But when I say Kimuria, when I say that, this is what I'm talking about. A time when we were all one and we spoke the one language. look forward to that again, because we will be there again. But this work, this light code is coming, and we'll understand that soon. Shall we log in? Shall we log in together?
Yes.
I will synchronize. I will synchronize us. We seem to have good connection today. As we are gathering here at this time, at this hour for the speaking of the stories and the passing of the memory. We are grateful at this time to be together and to speak into the one voice. That which we've come to understand together is an anchoring into the oneness through the login. An anchor, the primary, the first family that we are, and we all are part of. And so as we are here at this sacred now, we're speaking to the login. Tihe Moriora.
Ihe Morio.
Ite Ingoa.
Ite Ingoa.
Te Fire.
The fire.
Fire.
Te Tamu.
Te Tama.
Te Matua.
The matua.
Te Matua.
Te Wairua Tapu.
The wairuata.
Te Waiuata.
Ite Ingoa.
Itenwa.
Ite Ingoa.
Te Tamu.
The tama.
Te Tama.
Te Matua.
The matua.
Te Matua.
Te Fire.
The fire.
Te Fire.
Te Wairua Tapu.
Wairuata.
Te Waiuata.
Ite Ingoa.
Itenwa.
Ite Ingoa.
Te Matua.
The matua.
Te Matua.
Te Fire.
The fire.
Fire.
Te Tamu.
The tama.
Te Tama.
Te Wairua Tapu.
Te Waiuata Pu.
Moriora.
Mario.
Wow.
Wow. I just need to take this moment and just to see you, just to look at you, just to honor your presence here, the Taniwha who are gathered here, and those who will be watching this in the days to come, to hear my words that I'm speaking to you, that I'm speaking to all of you who have come to the seal and who have come to the login and to the breath of fire that is the language that belongs to all of us, as we are all Taniwha. We are all dragons. We are all dragons. We are all Taniwha. We are in the human experience, but we bring the Taniwha dragon energy with us because we are Taniwha. We are primary. Yes, we are the light inside the stone. We are the dragon energy inside the stone. We are the male and female. We carry all. We have the wings. One must always remember that. This is the eternal memory. it's been such a magical 12 weeks with you. And I know it's been a magical millions and millions of years of journeys with you. That it is truly good to see you.
Mm.
No matter how far away you are or where you are, in the snow, in the shadows, you are a dragon, you are a taniwha. You are never alone. When you are flying over the water, we see you. When you are flying over the trees, over the mountains, we see you. When you are perched on the heavy stones of Stonehenge, we see you. When you are perched on the heavy stone of all the sacred sites, we see you. When you're soaring through the heavens, we see you. When you are in the He'a Motu, we see you through the snow. When you are in the fault lines of the planet's tectonic plates, we see you. When you are in the rocks that are red amongst the desert sands, we see you. You are never alone. And now, here, it is good to see you still.
Thank you, Dane.
Thank you, Manakuya, the ancient grandmothers and the mothers. Okay. I want to share with you a sequence that I believe is, that is a sequence that we completed on the White Star Gathering. Now, there's video of it that we will put together and release to you, because this is one of the few times that I ever do a ceremony. Yeah, I've always said I'm not with ceremony, I'm with protocol. But this is one of the few times that I am with ceremony, and for good reason. Because it's not about ceremony for me, as usual. The White Star Gathering ceremony, and this is for your sharing and for your mastership. And this is a wonderful, powerful way to gather and to empower yourself and all those with you to soften. As we do not go into battle to fight the shadow. We soften to call in the sorrow and the pain. Now, the Manakuyas know this already. Perhaps a lesson for me in this time. But I will share it here for those who are listening and for those who will be watching in the future, in the forward amendment. The White Star Gathering ceremony is very precise and absolutely safe and fully protected for those attending. Because the White Star Gathering is a calling in of the shadow and calling in the sorrow and pain on a very, very large scale. Although we always talk about cleansing our home and returning shadow to the light, yes, we must have hospitality in our homes. We do not wish anyone to be harmed coming and going, or even coming in and we getting harmed. That's absolutely hospitality. But in terms of ceremony and atonement, which is what we are about, what we stand for, that we actually call in the shadow and invite it in, and call in the sorrow and the pain, to transmute from shadow to sorrow and pain when we call it in. I've learned recently that, well, not recently, the shadows have not liked me for a long time. In other words, the children don't like me because I'm a bit of a dick. And I had, oh yeah, because I've been hard. I've been really hard on them. And I've been really hard on them. I had my reasons, but those reasons were pitiful reasons, selfish reasons. And so I've known of this understanding, but because of the White Star Gathering, I fully embed this into my DNA, that I must soften even for the shadow. And how I softened was to realize that there is sorrow and pain. I do not wish to sit around and talk to them, but even then I realized there was sorrow and pain is enough for them to know that I finally soften in my heart. Because I'm a bit of a bulldozer, as I've done a lot of work on my own, on the land, water, sky, as many have. But through these protocols to be fully received as blueprint, I do not place my imprint on them. These do not belong to me. These belong to all, and these belong to First Family. And so they are not mine. And so I must soften and not be so selfish and so hard, that I can be very hard. And I had apologized to them during the White Star Gathering. So we called in hundreds of sorrow and pain, and hundreds came in through the White Star vortex to be contained in the loving hands and not under my foot as I opened the mother's vessel. It was very interesting. Father guided my foot that day. Normally I placed the glass under my left foot, but that day I placed it under my right foot, and I had no control over my foot. Perhaps I never had. But it was interesting. The sequence began with the login. As we all stood in the circle, we stood in the circle. Those that attended brought their implements with them. And it was very interesting because I did not block anyone from bringing in their pieces, because this was for us all. And so what was interesting is how these pieces engaged and connected into the sequence in their proper order, and the practitioners that utilized them. So this was incredible, because as I've spoken to you before about Katangi a te pere, the calling of the mother's bell, this is where it's important in this ceremony. So as we stood in the circle of 13, we had a circle of 13. I called the protocol 11 days. On March 11, I called it, and I said, we will have the basket of the 11 days, and we will gather all gifts into the basket of the 11 days. And then I said, on March 22nd, we will begin to understand what is in that basket, and we will have a celebration and a meeting and a gathering on that day. I said those words, and then everyone asked me, what are we doing on that day? I said, well, I don't know yet, we'll see. But it is the full run of the basket of 11 days. So March 22nd became very apparent that it was a White Star Gathering, because what was in their basket to come forward was the current connections into action. And those current connections into action brought some wonderful implements with them to the gathering. This is connection into action. So March 22nd, we stand in the circle of 13, very appropriate. What comes forward is two big gongs, one big round gong, if you've seen the photo, and then a little gong. And then they asked me, what are we going to do with the gongs? Do we just play them, bang them around, like just play them? I said, no, I want you to do 11 strikes, just 11 strikes spaced apart as best we can. And so we had the big one and the little one. And what did we recognize about that? What do you recognize about the big gong and the little gong? Do you understand what that represents? This is a question.
Male and female?
But
Very good.
feminine and masculine?
Yes, very good. Very good. The upper and lower frequency of mother and father. It is so 11 strikes together was the lower and the upper, boom, 11 times. Then I had asked the mothers to switch. They also brought sound bowls with them. One mother, Ahua Matea, Te Manakuia, brought a large, she had the large gong and she had the large sound bowl. Maramahate Fire, she had the small gong and 3 small sound bowls. So both of them had brought what the appropriate implements are for the calling of the bell. So the second sound that I had requested was the sound bowls to ring out the upper and lower at the same time together. Not just willy-nilly, but I said, I would like 4 minutes of the upper and lower frequency, please. And we stood in silence as the sound began. The lullaby of the mother, the upper and the lower, mother and father's lullaby came. Of course, 4 minutes is a long time, so just as long as you can go for. They went for 2 minutes, pretty good. I think more than 2 minutes. So that was completed. The calling of the bell was completed. That section of the calling of the bell, the gong and the sound bowls. The next thing to call in was a specific energy of Ahua Matea Te Manakuia, which is the breath of the white star vortex. She has the ability to open a vortex, and she has the ability to hold it as a white star frequency, not just any old portal to open. So I had asked her to go to the center of the circle to call in, log in and call for the opening of the white star portal. This she did. And when she did that, 22 plus 2 were peeking in on us. 22, 8 of the divines was peeking in on us. So they came through to join us that day. Now, the next step was, as you know, the calling of the mothers, the calling of the gate. So the feminine must speak to begin the process of the calling of the sorrows. And so Ta'u Te Manakuia, who is the ancient grandmother that stood on the shores in the one place to call in the one that she can call in, and that is to call in the sorrow and the pain, as she did 500 million years ago on the shores before she plunged herself into the volcano. And that was a marking point that said that we no longer need to sacrifice ourselves in the volcano. Now, so she stood at the center of the circle in the White Star Gathering, and she called in the sorrow and the pain. She logged in and she called it in her words, in the intention, calling it all in. Before she began that, she asked me, why are we calling in the shadow? Why are we calling that in? What are we going to do when they comes in? When they come in by the hundreds? I said, we will clear them and send them home to the white light. And we won't be afraid. We will have no fear. They will be with us, but we are in safety. Through this sequence, we are in safety. So she called it in, and hundreds came in, swirling around us. There's a photo I'm going to release that shows all of the swirling in a golden light that's swirling around me and Makahatepo Whirinaki, the commander in the Janima. So there's a gold light of strands like this, spiraling around at chest level. But so she called it in. Then I invited the two feminine to stand with me at the center to place our left hand on my tokotoko on here. And then they placed one hand each on there, and that was called 3 around 1. And then I invited everyone else to place their left hand on our shoulders, and that became 10 around 3. So it was 3 around 1 and then 10 around 3. And we were all locked in a closed circuit in a circle. Then I began the process of the father. The father is to complete his process. And so I placed the light bulb under my right foot. And as I began to speak the login and the words of the intention, my foot was automatically taken over. And I just happened to lightly squeeze the light bulb and it opened. I didn't crush it, just lightly opened it. And as I was going through the login and I realized I did this, of course I was not shocked, but I was, okay, I'll continue to hold the pattern. And then I kept speaking and then completing with the words to send them home to the light, the sorrow and the pain and not the shadow, the sorrow and the pain. And then I squeezed my foot down further to crush the light bulb. And then we held it in when I said the words in name, which means now. We send you home to the light now. As we did that, everybody in that circle from their own magic and their own essence could feel the vortex pull everything, and it was a huge rush of energy going to the light bulb. Well, it's only a little light bulb, but it is crystal form and crystallized the shadow and the sorrows into crystal form. That's what the light bulb or the glass, the mother's vessel, can do. No matter how many there are, it can be hundreds. You can get a bigger light bulb if you want. So we completed that part. Now, I had asked 2 of the commanders, your young brothers, Tūrama Pōhatu te Whirinaki, the Lightstone commander, and Mākaha te Whirinaki, I had invited him to take the mother's vessel, place it at the base of the tree, and link into the tree to receive a gift for the work that's been done. So the vessel was returned to the elements, thereby returning the sorrow and pain to the white star energy at the core of the planet. Remember, the apex mountain sends the white star energy through the core of the planet. We're going deep. You go deep to go up high. It's to go deep into the white core. White star means you are going to journey up. That is where the white star, apex, mountains all converge at the center of the planet. And we all know this. We've seen the map. Many know this understanding. Many don't get it, but many know it. And this is the white star gathering. And what is the white star gathering? Well, it's the calling in of the sorrow, to return the sorrow to the white star. And that is the ceremony. And that is the one, the video, I don't know how long it'll take us, but we'll try to get it as soon as we can to share with all of you. As on a light code, this was March 22nd on in Pacific time. So you may have your own White Star gathering one day, perhaps, and call in the sorrows to offer assistance for the atonement. And you may be calling it in locally, that's fine. You call in the shadow or the sorrow and pain from the local atmosphere, from the local area. But we've understood that to be 13 in 13 sets of kidneys. That's still a 12 around 1 protocol. And that was just magic as 13 arrived that day. And so that is the White Star gathering ceremony that in that sequence is to be kept this way. Now, as we brought, as others went to the tree and completed their gift from the service, received their gift or their message from the tree, one thing is apparent, that if you have a tree, like Kororapoko te Manakuya, she has a beautiful oak tree, grandmother tree, beautiful, glorious tree. Pay attention, give her some pampering. Maybe even put a huge monument next to her, or put a stone or a monument next to her. Dress her up. Give her the adornments, because he or she is part of this process. And I realized that today we completed that the tree, you see, the night before this happened, I stayed the night on the property. There was a medicine wheel placed in front of the trees, but there was also a portal opened between the two trees. Now, the portal was in the north, which was interesting, because you don't place a portal in the north for good intentions. Portals are put in the north are for manipulated intentions. So I closed that portal for reasons, good reasons. Some might say you shouldn't have closed it. Manal just say, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, if it was in the east and west, I'm all good with that. If it's linked to the doors, yeah, but it is not. So I closed it. And the other reason was when we looked to the west, there were other trees, really tall trees, tall kind of pine trees. We looked to them. They were all standing in a row very close to each other. And there were so many faces of ancestors in those trees, and their expressions were of fright and fear. And their faces were looking at that portal. And so the 3 people that were with me said, why'd you do that for? I said, take a look at those trees up there. What do you see? They said, oh, wow. They saw all these ancestors like freaked out like this. And they were looking at that portal. I said, you don't want to listen to me. Don't talk to them. And they're looking right at that portal that I closed. And then the next morning, you can see it in the photos from the ceremony, that the spirals on the west trees were open and the faces and the expressions had changed to that of comfort, compassion. Now, so what am I saying? Dress your tree. Give it the attention it deserves when you go to give service to release the vessel. During these times, and probably during many times, but certainly during this period, this sequence. So let's just open that up for either any questions, if you like, if you have any, or...
I have a big one.
Yes, Mother.
Are you coming to Sedona?
I suppose I should come there to bring you a greenstone, huh? Every time, it's the second time I've done it, and then still hasn't arrived.
Did you?
Wow.
Second time? That's crazy.
Yeah, I sent the second one, and I thought it would have been there by now. I have the receipt, and I just sent it through the post, so I don't know if there's a tracking thing on it.
I wonder if it's at a different address.
I put it in a padded envelope this time, so it's secure.
Okay.
I mean, you can't just like, it's secure. But so maybe I'll check this. It might have got returned to Pittsburgh, maybe.
Okay, I want to make sure you have my correct address.
Yeah, just text me on the chat. Check on the chat box right on the screen here.
I never used it.
Can you see it? Yeah, just right. Just text me right there.
Okay.
And I'll copy it. Yes, Tikapuno.
I have a question, yes. You said North illustrates manipulated intention. What do you mean by that? Could you open that up?
Sorry, what was your question? I didn't.
That North represented manipulated intention. What was that, just on that location, or is it like a room?
It's like, I don't know if you've ever had a what are they called, the stone? It's an opportunity stone. Do you know what an opportunity stone is? An opportunity stone is a stone that's gifted to you that has opportunities at your command. But it's a stone that comes from the north. Now, just that understanding alone speaks to the portal being opened in the north with that stone. And the opportunity stone is usually one of self-intention, opportunity. We know that free will does not serve. We know that free will does not serve. So even in this understanding, and I didn't bother checking in as to why they opened it. I just know it was in the north. And I know that the opportunity stone is brought to you from the north, so you can do whatever you wish with it. But when I got there and I looked at the trees, and the trees told me, they were all freaked out. And then also my own understanding about the opportunity stone and portal in the north, that the trees from the west were looking at the portal in the north and they didn't like what they saw.
I see. I have a tree in my garden. I live in a flat, right?
Yep.
And I lived here the longest. It's a beautiful cherry tree. They did something new to the garden. Now they're doing the floor. And when I did the mother's vessel with the cherry tree, she was actually very sad. And I had connection with her for many years. And she said, "You are going to move from here." And I felt sadness because it is true. Because I am going to move to the country within, and I felt sadness and grief. How can I, and other trees, birch trees, how to close that relationship in a beautiful way?
Oh.
Because I feel I'm leaving them to the rats of the city.
Oh.
Because it's dark here. No, I do. I wish I could bring them. I wish I could bring them with me, right? Yeah.
Let's open that up to the Manakuyas, the ancient grandmothers. They understand these things also.
I left a beautiful tree in Los Angeles, but it was Griffith Park. Griffith Park taught me so much about shamanism. I had conversations with lizards. I found my toko there, and it said there will be a use for me one day. And I moved with it and everything, but I have a little piece of the tree that I connected to, and it's on an altar. And no matter where you are, you will connect to that tree. It's always going to be your tree. I call it my journey tree.
Could you raise your volume a little bit?
I don't know.
I can't hear you.
Just turn your microphone up a little bit.
It's up all the way.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I have to get closer then.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to see myself. So I always connect with that tree. It was an oak tree. Now I have 2 new trees. One is a conifer that I used to bury. I've done a lot of cleaning lately. And I've used it for the light bulbs. And the other one is a beautiful Arizona sycamore, which is, I call them male and female. Sycamore is female to me, and she's right on the stream. I can't face east to bury, but the conifer does, and it's in a grove. It's really magical. I'll take a picture of it. You can always find a tree. I think they're all connected, aren't they?
Well, they are. Yeah. So, if I can add to this, Tikapono. Did you get the message in your left ear or your right ear, or was it right in your face?
It was right in my face.
Okay. That's a cherry tree. The wood of the cherry tree is a dark wood, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to Vera, right?
Yes. Yeah, Vera. Sorry, handing over. Yes. Tikapono, the cherry wood is a dark wood. It's like this wood.
It's a Chinese cherry tree that doesn't carry fruit. It just blossoms once and then it's, but I've spoken to it before. When I left the city for 1 year, when I came back, they were so happy I was back. And they said, oh, you haven't been here. And so now I just got reminded that I want to close my relationship. But and I can't take the tree with me because it's not mine. So, and she's not so happy right now. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, Karurapo.
Produce fruits. No, okay, sorry. You need 2 trees to produce a fruit, as the cherry trees, okay? Because Vera just said never produce fruit. You need 2 trees. The point I'm trying to make, and I hope I'm clear, maybe where you move, you can get 2 trees, and you'll be, like Dane said before, trees are always connected, no matter where you are. But if you get those 2 trees, cherry trees, I feel like you're going to have a fabulous connection with also the tree that is left behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just my picture. But I get you need 2 trees, 2 cherry trees. When you move in the country, that's easy. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
The other understanding, Tikapono, is that the tree, I would go to the tree again after your next service, and I would ask the tree a question. Now, I would ask the tree, may I take a part of you with me?
Okay.
Now, the reason why I say this is because the cherry wood tree and the cherry wood is a talking wood. It's the dark wood, like this, or kind of like, the dark woods, the dark colored. Does the tree have some wonderful limbs that are of this sort of configuration, or even this size, where it's fairly thick, but not too thick? Can you receive a branch from the tree?
see the branch.
Yeah. Can you get a branch from the tree
Oh, yes.
that is similar to the size of this tukutuku?
Oh.
That's big.
I can look.
Okay, take a look. Ask the tree if you can take a piece of fur with you. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. That is not a knot. That is a vortex.
I know, isn't it?
That's not the knot.
Yeah.
So yes, tika puno. Should this happen, then you will have an ally with you. Now,
I will look, because if I can do it without going to jail or something, it's not kind of my property. But I love that tree. I spent so much time in the garden, and then they destroyed it all. So I need to bring something. Maybe I can also send energy as I'm in the country.
Yeah, the tree will decide where she wants to go and who. Nobody owns the tree, but the tree decides who she loves.
Yeah, but I can go to jail if I take it with me because of the other. Yeah, they will sue me.
Yeah, but a branch, if you can get a branch, to say there was a storm, whatever story.
I can take a branch. I will, but it's very thin. It's not so old like your toka toka.
Find a branch that is suitable.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I say this because Irirangi also did this. She also had brought a branch with her on the road when they were on the road, and the wand, it was a fairy people wand. It was a fairy wand. So the tree offered it. The tree offered the fairy wand. So it could be also a wand. So.
I will ask. And it was in my face, and I also felt it in my left eye. But I could feel this sadness, and like, I know you're leaving, and it's actually true because a few days earlier I decided. So, yeah.
You see how, and Karurapuka, she knows this too. The communications, the mastery of the communications is very important. So just ask the tree. I'm sure she'll be jumping up and down for joy to go with you. To get a chance to travel. To get a chance to travel and remember that the trees are the ultimate stillness.
Yes.
They have the ultimate stillness, and so all knowing. So,
yeah.
Although this experience is very emotional for the tree, you see. Yes.
For me too. Yeah. In a silent, emotional way of a knowledge, core knowing, protocol, knowing. It was. So I have to. That's why I'm asking. I'm going to spend time with her.
Yeah.
And when everyone is gone for the summer, I'm going to spend time with her. And I also have some birch trees that where the hea is. That I would like to seal it or do something with you people, because so they don't cut all that area down. This city is ferociously destroying nature right now. So I was thinking if I could assist. And the trees speak to me, and I can't get frozen into the pain. I thought I could maybe, with your help, maybe we could create something, and I don't know what yet. It's not such a big area, but to make the hair feels also safer. And
really good, very good idea. So, Hiningaro, you had a question.
Yeah, I just have briefly the movie The Revenant with if you've seen it, is an amazing movie about trees and the solidity of you're still breathing, and be like the tree to survive, because it's all about survival. And Sedona, there's a wind that blows through that makes me instantly sad, and I almost feel bipolar here, and I've never had that kind of emotional mood swing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 1 minute I'm fine, and the next minute there's like this wind of sadness that kind of goes right through me. So it's like screaming for some kind of liberation. Is why I asked if you're coming to Sedona. You know, I don't like it here.
No.
Yeah, I don't have that in the mapping so far, but that is in the forward memory. However, this is an opportunity for you to call in the sorrow and do the White Star Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're in Sedona, and Hamadi is not far from you.
Mm-hmm.
So Hamadi and the crew over at the Unity Church, some of them have been sealed. And I'm sure when they see this video, and I'll wave to them right now, hello Hamadi and everyone else, hello, over there in Phoenix Unity Church, that there comes a request for a White Star Gathering, calling in the sorrow.
Yeah.
And we're making that request right now for you on the video. So, yeah.
Like you. So what can I do? So what can I do, Dane?
So
and
Vera,
everyone
you can log in through the Apex, because when you do the White Star protocol, it is required that you place the color board at the center of that White Star Gathering and scribe it. So when they are set up with the calling of the bells, the primary is set up. Anyone else who would like to log into their protocol, into their ceremony that day, will log in through the primary of your kawa. So log in through your kawa, anchor in. You're going to anchor into them.
So I can do it alone with the kawa.
You can do it alone and with your kawa and a synchronized time code to do it with them, whatever time they decide it's going to be.
Okay, so this process is in the center, and I can just stand there. I don't need to circle the area with Kotahara or define it.
No.
Because, okay.
Your home is already cleaned up, so your sacred area is fine. So just be there with the primary and send your intentions in to support that White Star Gathering.
Good.
I would offer you to look at my post of the Hui Mawhitu, which is the White Star Gathering. Hui Mawhitu. The language of the breath of fire is the language of the dragons, remember. If you are going to announce your gathering, I would offer you to announce and log it in as a Hui Mawhitu or White Star Gathering in the translation.
I don't understand.
No. Well, Hui Mawhitu simply means White Star Gathering, but it's in the Taniwha language. It's in the breath of fire. So if you speak it as much as you can, all Taniwha are listening and will come to it.
Okay, good.
Hui Mawhitu. Look at the post that I put up for the White Star Gathering. You'll see the translation.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea, Hinengaro, Te Manakuia, is that if the wind is, if Ahua Matia, if Matia, which is the wind, which is my grandfather, if he is sending the wind across to you and you're getting this understanding, then it is time to call in the shadow over there and do a White Star Gathering.
Yeah.
Now gather 13. 13 is the number so far.
That's right. Danielle has to come down.
Well, hey.
Danielle?
It's going to be tough getting Danielle out of the mountain.
I didn't hear you.
Danielle has to come down for that.
Oh,
To Sedona.
oh.
Oh.
I've been there many, many, many times.
Stay with me.
Later.
Yeah, so, you know, don't forget to get in touch with Hamadi. She will bring out, you know, you will gather. Follow the sequence to the word. Rehearse it if you have to. You require a pillar, so you require the male also.
Okay.
It must be done in balance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's recap because we're at 11:15-ish now.
Yeah.
What have we got? We've got the protocols for cleansing the land, water, sky, self, and home. Yes? Now, you have the protocols for the Kawa board, which are apex tetrahedron and the apex pyramid. You have the healing lagoon protocol.
Oh, I don't have a bathtub.
Oh, then go out into the river or something.
Okay.
In the
Oh,
stream.
creek.
Put somebody in the creek, log them in.
Yeah, I know where to do that.
Perhaps it's a nice warm day, one would hope. And you have the union of the angels, which is that blessing. Do you have that? You have that, yes?
Yeah.
There may be some things that I have to send you.
Can you say something? Can you, sorry, Dane, can you say something about just briefly about the union of the angels? I'm drawing a blank. Can you, and I'm sure I know if you already talked about it, but
yeah, okay.
One sentence.
The union of the angels is a matrimonial process. So it can be for marriage, and it's also for the self, that you can unionize from yourself to your angel status on the external. I did send, I believe I sent the symbols. Let me bring the symbols again. I'll take a look after today and just make sure that I can put the symbols on the page. I'll put the symbols on the page because there's a geometric form required for the union of angels. It's the two spirals that are joined together that pass through the door of fire, and they must be laid on the floor or on a mat. That's a beautiful, that's a beautiful blessing, you know. So for those of you who are ministers and, you know, so maybe you will marry somebody, or maybe just do a blessing for an individual, that you utilize the Union of Angels protocol. And then now also you have Hui Mafitu, White Star Gathering. Now, the land, water, sky protocols that you have that you can use, take the kotahara with you and scribe the primary into the locations where you are. And those are three: land, water, sky. They are three separate protocols that completes 8 protocols for you. You have now 8 protocols, including the Hui Mafitu.
What do you use the, I'm sorry.
And we have the Klingon protocol.
Yeah, that's the healing lagoon when the Klingons, you got the Klingons.
Okay.
You put him when you
Well,
got some
Klingon for me.
Yeah, Klingon protocol.
Yeah.
What is the toku for? I see a lot of pictures with you holding it. What?
This is my staff. This toko, it has a name. Toko means the talking wood staff.
Oh, okay.
But toko must come to you. You cannot go and just take it willy-nilly. You can ask for it, like when you talk to the tree. That'd be a wonderful gift. But this toko came to me, and the name of this toko is the word of Father. It is the lightning sword of Father. It matches my superpower on my forearm with the symbol, that symbol. When I got the symbol and I was able to carry it, because not everyone can carry this. We cannot carry your symbol. Your symbol belongs to you. I cannot carry yours. My armpit would catch on fire. I would heat up. It took me 2 weeks to embed this symbol because my whole body was heating up. I've got tattoos all over me, but this one, when I put it on, my goodness, my armpits were red for 2 weeks, like bright red. And I was so hot, like I couldn't sleep. My whole DNA was transforming, and I was being injected with so much lightning energy. Now, so that is my symbol. And 2 weeks later, after it embedded, 2 weeks later in Panama City, the toko came to me by a Creek Indian elder who happened to get this wood from Pennsylvania. From the door of fire came the word of Father. And that's why I am at the door of fire so much, because the golden pathway is an access point that I utilize quite regularly. And that I would hope that you do. As Te Manakuia Karurapoka, she is in the influence of the angel's door. Always speak to through the angel's door in this understanding, if you can. Always face it from the east. Face the angel's door from the east. You stand at the door of fire and face the angels, because what is coming through will be for you to decide and to assist. So that is my toko. I love my toko. I have to be very aware of it, because you know what's funny? When I met Ti Anmu Te Powirinaki, the tall young Asian sentinel, I met him, and then he asked, "Can I hold your toko?" And I said, I passed it over, and then, oh, wait a minute, let me just check. And I asked it. And then he laughed. He says, I heard you asked your toko. And then he said, I also heard it say, yes, it's okay. So I said, I know. It said yes, so I gave him a hold of it. But there's a reason, you see. Your toko is yours, but sometimes this is a really neat understanding. This is the word of Father. So him asking to hold the word of Father, hold the lightning sword, he doesn't fully understand what he's doing when he asks for that. So, so Toko said, yeah, let him hold it. So I'm like, okay, you hold the word of Father. This means, to hold this means that the word of Father will begin to enter. He's trying to understand it since he got sealed. The calibration is being very hard on him, because he is with so much ego that the word of Father is just really starting to embed, because it's becoming very. I've been watching his text messages and that to us, to other friends, and it's as if, because he was hesitant, with his ego to join us for any other reasons other than what he wanted to join us for. So I just said to people, okay, sometimes you just got to let them be, and then let them or her, he or her, come to the understanding that they really would rather be with us. And so him holding the word of Father is helping him to calibrate. And he may not understand it. And if he watches this video, Tian, you asked to hold the toko, brother. and I made sure to ask the toko, and it said yes. So there you go. Anything there is not of my commitment. Sorry, Tikapono. Yes.
I must share. Before I was going to get the seal, ladies, I was very much in a process of where Dane wanted to give the seal to me. And I don't know, I don't want to speak. It's important how we talk about this, but I didn't want to have the seal from that place. Something in me said. And I had to go through a process. And I shared a little bit with Forrest. But then the gift, I think this is the greatest gift you have given me in relation to one's own power, not to be afraid, and to know where one is going, the reason behind the intention. So I'm glad you're sharing this, because that's the gift you have given me to expand of a confinement, of either closing doors and leaving, but actually to find my intention and to trust a process. So that's what I wanted to share.
Thank you, Tikapono. Yes, and ultimately you made the commitment and you came to it, and the transference of energy is important to me. But every once in a while, when I see somebody want to really do it, and there's a bit of a struggle, I sometimes I soften. But I'm glad you stuck to the commitment for yourself, because as you can see, Tikapono Te Fire is here now, and all the gifts are coming. The superpowers are coming, or they are here.
Yeah, because I've been hiding like memories from the past of the feminine powers, and when that was going to happen, I felt it was too masculine of the old order of the male, and I had to go through that process to befriend it and leave it, and just transmuting it and saying it doesn't matter in 100 years of time, and to trust. But that was a gift for me, because that is a struggle in me as a feminine with memories that I have to move through. And I think the planet does, and men and women do. I get so triggered these days when I see manly gatherings and no females in them.
Wouldn't want to live in this country.
Wow. And I get all kind of, it's to laugh and the ego, and to be able to release that, because that's the atonement. The atonement is to love that which hasn't been loved. So now that's my journey into loving that which also can scare me, or I see something, or I go egoistically in a spirit, or I should, because that doesn't serve anything. But it's a funny process and theater, no, and oh, look at them, and why? Where are the women, and what are they doing? Yeah.
You're quite entertaining too, Tikapono.
Yeah, when I'm free, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the gift you gave me, to trust and to have this understanding, the action and the flow. And I understood that. So that was my spirit, yeah. But it wasn't easy for me.
Thank you, Mother.
It's far difficult.
I'm wearing you can see the hat I'm wearing today. I'm wearing a safari hat today, or a fishing hat, or a fishing hat. I'm on an adventure. I'm on an adventure today. Well, I've been on an adventure. So today I thought I'd just wear the hat today in the class, but I've been wearing the hat all morning. Because we are on an adventure now. And just to speak and to complete our time together here in the Waikara Masters, to just reinforce this understanding with you that you are on an adventure. As serious as I might be sometimes, and of course, we know I'm a bit of a dick, but that I'm also on an adventure, and I love where we're going. I love where we've been. I'm looking forward to hearing your adventures and your stories as you do your journeys. I look forward to journeying some of those adventures with you. I am always watching. You are never alone. We are always logged in. We are never logged out. We are Taniwha. You have your superpowers. Let's sharpen those superpowers and fine-tune them so you can fully use them in the ways of what we stand for. As Waikara Masters that you are always a master. I could never teach you anything, but I will only be happy to share stories with you. And on our adventure that's coming now, the Waikara Masters are the water protectors of the eternal memory, that which is the child. And so with that, those words and the emotions I feel and the love that I do feel for you, because it is good to see you again. And that I look forward to the adventures coming soon and being in the places through the primary, through the kawa board, or in the kidney with you. And remember, we can do anything. We can say anything. But what do we stand for? Is what we must remember. What do we stand for? That is the difference between what we stand between the things to transmute sorrow to the white light, and to also understand that sorrow and pain and shadow is white light. And now I will thank the Waikara Masters for being here with me. That we are here until we are there. Mauri ora, grateful for the breath. Grateful for your breath. Absolutely. And I will ask you all, and who are watching this video, to select a photo of your favorite image of yourself. Message it to me through the Facebook so I can put your face on an ID card badge that belongs to you, with the label in the Masters, with the label of the title of Waikara Master. That one day when somebody comes to ask for a Waikara Master, you can show them who you are and the authenticity of who you are and what you stand for. Because there are millions coming to stand with you to become Waikara Masters. I have seen them in the forward memory. They now follow you. They will be with you, and you will be in the millions. I saw that when I was 21 years old. The whole planet will become Waikara Masters as we protect the eternal memory. I am truly grateful. You have begun your ascended earthwalk. You now move beyond the fifth dimension. To walk as a Waikara Master, you go beyond the fifth dimension now. You now travel to the 7D in the 2 feet. this is absolutely true. Receive that in these words, because that is the truth. To serve the child in the eternal memory is an ascended earth walk. To even begin at the 5D to receive these protocols, you must be 5D and beyond to receive them. Because you are masters, you see. I cannot teach you anything. I can only tell you a story. Receive that understanding and be recognized, fully recognize who you are. Someone will reach out to you soon and offer you a deeper understanding of your ascension, your ascended earth walk as a Waikara Master. And her name is Faith. We are safe with you, ancient grandmothers and mother. I will log in with you here to complete this time with you, but not to complete our life together. We have many lives to come together. Te mauri ora.
Te Moriora.
Te moiora.
I te ingoa.
Te Ingoa.
I te ingoa.
I look at you this time. I will not close my eyes. In this login, I will look at you as I say these words. I te ingoa.
Te Ingoa.
Te whaia.
Te Whaia.
Te tama.
Te whaia.
Te Tama.
Te
Te matu.
tama.
Te Matua.
Te matua.
Wairu tapu.
Wairua Tapu.
I te ingoa.
Te Ingoa.
Te ingoa.
Te tama.
Te Tama.
Te tama.
Te whaia.
Te Whaia.
Te matua.
Te Matua.
Wairu tapu.
Te Wairua Tapu.
Wairua.
I te ingoa.
Te Ingoa.
Te ingoa.
Te matua.
Te Matua.
Te
Te whaia.
Whaia.
Te whaia.
Te tama.
Te Tama.
Te tama.
Te wairu tapu.
Te Wairua Tapu.
Wairua tapu.
Mauri ora.
Moriora.
Moiora.
I will put all the pieces together, your certificate and your badge. Send me your image, please.
Can you choose an image? Because I don't know how to do that. How do you do that? How do we send you an image from here? Do you see the video and take a picture?
Do you have a photo on your computer?
Of me?
Yes, of you.
You change it.
Of you.
I'll make one.
Yeah. Have a go at it, and if you don't like it, then then we can work out another one from the video.
Okay. Perfect.
So how do you post it?
Post it to your messenger, Facebook Messenger,
Okay.
or to my Facebook Messenger.
Okay. Excellent.
Dane, one question. If I want to be with, you said you were going to talk, about the fault. I forgot what you named it. Today
yes.
you were going to gather. What time is that? Because at what time?
What's convenient? I think this afternoon. At 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Will I receive some information how like you used to do?
Just come to the Zoom, like you come here. Come to the Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, but 4 o'clock it'll be myself and the Tuakana Matua, and maybe Eve. Okay.
Can we join this?
Okay.
No, this one's a specific conference, but I will contact you. I will contact you also, Vera, later that we can have a conference call on it because it's just a planning meeting.
Okay.
It's a planning meeting. Okay, so.
See you soon.
Love you
Bye.
all.
Love.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ori ora.
Thank you.
Bye.
Moyo.
Beijo.